Did you know that farms around the world produce millions of pounds of green chili peppers every year, fueling a global appetite for heat and flavor? From spicy street food in Asia to hot sauce on American tables, green chilies have become a kitchen essential. But behind every bite lies an incredible story, a journey of intense labor, high-tech machines, and the relentless drive to meet worldwide demand. Hey everyone, welcome to GREEN-AgroWorks, the channel where we take you deep into the world of modern agriculture and traditional food production. Today we're heading straight into the fields to follow the life of a chili pepper from a tiny seedling to the fiery green strips that end up in your stir-fry, stew, or tacos. Along the way, we'll see how farmers nurture chili plants with care and precision, using techniques that balance sustainability with high productivity. Then we'll dive into the harvest, where semi-automated machines help collect thousands of pounds of chilies each day, changing the game for labor efficiency. And it doesn't stop at the farm. Once harvested, the chilies enter a fascinating processing line where they're washed, dried, fried, peeled, and marinated to perfection. The result, a product that's bursting with flavor and ready for kitchens worldwide. Let's begin this spicy journey together and see how one humble pepper becomes a global ingredient full of heat, flavor, and hard work. Before green chilies can spice up your favorite dish, they begin life here in carefully prepared soil under the care of experienced farmers who know that the secret to a healthy pepper plant starts long before the first seed hits the ground. On chili farms, the first step is selecting the right soil. Green chilies thrive in loose, well-drained soil with just the right balance of nutrients. Most farms add organic matter or compost to boost fertility and improve moisture retention. Farmers aim for a soil pH between 6.0 and 7.0, just slightly acidic to neutral. Why? Because that's where chili plants grow fastest and produce the best yield. Once the land is prepared, the seeds are planted, but not directly in the field. First, they are started in nurseries, small controlled beds where temperature, light, and humidity are just right. This gives the seeds a healthy, protected environment to sprout and grow strong. Over the next 4 to 6 weeks, the seedlings are carefully monitored, watered, fed, and shielded from pests or harsh weather. I was amazed to learn how much attention goes into this early stage. On some farms, workers still transplant each seedling by hand. But on larger operations, mechanized planters now help transfer thousands of young plants into the fields with speed and precision, cutting labor time significantly. Timing is key. The seedlings are only moved once they're about 4 to 6 inches tall, strong enough to withstand field conditions, but still young enough to establish roots quickly. And here's something cool. Many farms use raised beds covered in plastic mulch, which helps retain heat and moisture in the soil, reduces weeds, and creates the perfect conditions for rapid growth. From this point forward, the green chilies journey really begins. With the plants settled into the field, they're ready to soak up the sun, and soon they'll be pushing out their first blossoms. But before that, farmers have to manage water, nutrients, and pests with precision to ensure a successful crop. In the early weeks after transplanting, chili plants need consistent watering, but too much moisture can lead to disease or root rot. That's why most farms rely on drip irrigation systems, which deliver water directly to the root zone, conserving resources and keeping the foliage dry. Along with water, chili plants are regularly fed a balanced mix of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, the holy trinity of plant nutrition. Nitrogen fuels leafy growth, phosphorus supports healthy roots and flowers, and potassium strengthens the plant for fruiting. Now here's where it gets interesting. Around 40 to 60 days after planting, the chili plants begin to bloom. These small white flowers are signs that the peppers are on their way. After pollination, often helped by wind or local insects, the flowers start forming tiny green fruits within just a week or two. Over the next 3 to 4 weeks, the peppers grow rapidly, changing from small buds into fully developed green chilies ready for harvest. But knowing exactly when to pick is critical. If harvested too early, the chilies won't have their signature heat or crunch. Too late, and they'll start turning red. That's why farmers usually harvest early in the morning or late in the afternoon when the sun isn't too intense and the peppers are at peak freshness. On smaller farms, chilies are picked by hand one by one to avoid damaging the plants. But on large-scale farms, semi-automated harvesters now help farmers collect thousands of pounds of chilies per day with minimal bruising and maximum efficiency. It's an impressive blend of precision, timing, and technology, all to ensure that the green chili peppers you enjoy are crisp, flavorful, and perfectly ripe. Now that we've explored how green chili peppers are carefully grown and nurtured from seed to thriving plants, it's time to dive into the most exciting phase, harvest season. But before we get into how these fiery fruits are picked, I've got a question for you. Have you ever grown chili peppers at home, or would you like to try? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about your green thumb adventures. And if you're enjoying this behind-the-scenes look at farming, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming farm journeys. Now let's head out to the fields and see how millions of green chilies are harvested with speed, precision, and care. On many farms, especially small to medium-sized ones, chili harvesting is still done by hand. Workers carefully pick each pepper to avoid damaging the plant or bruising the fruit. These hand-picked chilies go straight into baskets or sacks, then are transported to nearby processing facilities, sometimes within hours. But on larger commercial farms, it's a different story. Here, farmers use semi-automated harvesting machines. These machines move along the rows, gently shaking or plucking the chilies, collecting thousands of pounds per day with speed and accuracy. The goal: minimize labor and maximize efficiency without sacrificing the quality of the harvest. Once collected, the chilies are quickly moved to the factory. This is where the post-harvest process kicks in, and everything is focused on preserving freshness and flavor. The first step is stem removal. Machines or workers trim off the stems to prep the chilies for washing. Then the chilies go through high-pressure water sprays or wash tanks to clean off any dirt, dust, or field debris. After that, the chilies are air-dried for 24 hours. This step reduces moisture naturally and helps improve both texture and shelf life. What I found really fascinating is that after drying, the chilies are lightly fried, not to cook them fully, but to enhance crunch and bring out natural oils that make the skin easier to peel later. It's a streamlined system that turns tons of fresh green chilies into a spicy, flavorful ingredient you can use all year long. After drying and lightly frying, green chili peppers enter the heart of their transformation, processing for flavor and texture. This stage is all about precision, tradition, and unlocking the chili's full potential. First up is peeling. Thanks to the earlier frying step, the outer skin of each chili becomes crisp and separates easily from the flesh. Still, this process is mostly done by hand, with skilled workers gently peeling each chili to avoid damaging the tender inside. I was amazed watching this, thousands of peppers handled one by one with care and speed. After peeling, it's time to remove the seeds. This step matters because the seeds can carry bitterness or excessive heat that overwhelms the chili's natural flavor. Workers slice open each chili, remove the seeds, and trim any remaining tough parts, leaving behind a smooth, clean chili strip ready for seasoning. Then comes the most flavorful part: marination. The peeled, de-seeded chilies are tossed in a carefully blended seasoning sauce, often made with salt, oil, vinegar, and spices like garlic, cumin, or even citrus zest. The goal here is balance enough spice to enhance the chili's heat, enough salt to bring out its flavor, and just the right acidity to brighten the taste. What surprised me is that the exact marinade varies based on where the chilies are headed. Some batches are spicy and bold, while others are milder, made to suit different tastes around the world. Flavor testing happens constantly to ensure consistency and quality. Finally, the marinated chilies are left to soak up the flavor, allowing the spices to penetrate and the texture to soften just slightly. This resting time is key. It's where the chili shifts from a raw vegetable into a ready-to-use culinary ingredient full of depth and heat. Watching these chilies go from raw to richly marinated is truly impressive. It's a craft that blends tradition and flavor in every bite. But how do they get from the factory floor to your table while staying fresh and delicious? Before we dive into that, if you're enjoying this behind-the-scenes look, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to GREEN-AgroWorks for more journeys from farm to fork. And I'd love to know what's your favorite way to enjoy green chilies. Drop it in the comments below. I might just try your recipe next. Once the green chilies are fully marinated and bursting with flavor, it's time for the final step: packaging, where everything comes together to ensure the product stays fresh, safe, and ready for your table. In the factory, the processed chilies are loaded onto a sterile conveyor line where they're measured into exact portions. Depending on where they're going, they're packed into glass jars, cans, or vacuum-sealed pouches, each designed to lock in freshness and protect the chili's texture and flavor during transport. What really impressed me was the attention to hygiene and precision. Every jar or container is sterilized before filling, and the factory maintains strict temperature and sanitation controls. Workers wear protective gear, and machines are cleaned constantly to prevent contamination. After filling, the containers are sealed using heat or pressure, depending on the packaging type. This creates an airtight seal that preserves the chili without artificial preservatives. Then the product is pasteurized or lightly heat processed, not enough to cook the chilies, but just enough to ensure they're shelf-stable and safe for long-distance shipping. But it doesn't stop there. Before any batch leaves the factory, it goes through a final round of quality control. Workers inspect containers for leaks, label accuracy, and any imperfections. Samples from each batch are taste tested, and only those that meet flavor, texture, and safety standards are approved for distribution. Finally, the finished products are packed into boxes and shipped worldwide to grocery stores, restaurants, and homes, including right here in the US. Seeing this process from start to finish made me realize just how much care and technology go into getting a simple chili pepper from farm to fork. It's not just about spice, it's about craft, precision, and global flavor. From tiny seeds planted in fertile soil to the spicy crunch of a perfectly seasoned snack, the journey of green chili peppers is nothing short of amazing. Through modern farming, careful harvesting, and innovative processing, these vibrant chilies are transformed into a product that's not only flavorful, but also packed with nutrients and health benefits. At GREEN-AgroWorks, I've loved sharing this journey with you, one that highlights not only the power of agriculture, but also the dedication of farmers and food workers around the world. Green chili peppers may be small, but their impact on our plates and our recipes and in global food culture is massive. And if you enjoyed this video and want to explore more stories like this, from farms to factories, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a spicy adventure with me. See you in the next episode.